Hello friends, welcome to my channel Nihira Techies. This is our reactjs tutorial part 10. In this video, let me explain how to handle the form input and also applying the validation. And finally, we can see how to make the post request. So let me start the implementation. So the first thing is I'm going to create one new component. The name we can provide add employee. Okay. And we can use this stateless functional component command. And here we can have one div tag. We can add some bootstrap classes. Third body. In this title side, can give like add employee. So next we can add this component in the routing side. So already we have this employee listing. So after that, we can add like add employee. Okay. And this component also we can map with our add employee. That's it. So next in this listing screen, already we have a title. So here we can add one button. We can add a link tag, add employee, and the class name we can give button primary. These all are bootstrap classes only. And in this navigation point of view, you can call this add employee. Okay, we have a button like this. Maybe the design we can adjust little later. So currently, if I click, I am able to get this add employee screen, right? So here we can complete our form design. In this add employee section, we can have our first field is name because the ID is the auto generated field. And we can have one input. Here the class name should be form control. Now if we look at the control side, we are able to see like this. So the same way, let me include some more controls. We have to include email and mobile number, salary. We can duplicate this one, okay. Email, then mobile and salary. So finally, we have to give the button. So after this card body, can have a footer, okay. In this action side, we have two buttons. One is save, and you type submit. There is the button. And additionally, we can have one danger button. That's for just a navigation, okay. Just to cancel. Okay, fine. We click this cancel, it is coming to our listing screen. Okay. For the design point of view, we can make some more adjustment. So anyway, that I will do at the end of the video. So initially, we can complete the post request, okay. The next thing is we need to handle the data from these inputs. So we have to define some use state variables. Let me do that now. So our first field is name. Okay, and the field is name change. So by default, we can have the initial value as empty. Okay, then email, mobile number, and salary. 0. Salary. salary, and this email, mobile. Okay, we have four variables. So now we can map these values into our controls. So first of all, this name. In this name, we can bind a value. Value is nothing but our name. Okay? And similarly, in this onChange event, we can have a callback function, and we can assign value into our name change. The same change we can apply for all other fields. Next one is email, and the function is email change. Email change. Then salary change. Okay, fine. And one more thing, we can make this div into form. Okay, form. Because the event, I'm going to use the submit event only. So we can handle the submit event. This on submit event. Save employee. And this is our function. And let me define this function as well. Okay, and this is my function. And in this event, we have to handle the default behavior of form. And we can have one object. So here we can use our useState variable. Name, email, mobile, and finally salary. So we can put on console. Once we are able to get this value, then we can call our API and we can pass this value. So before that, we have to do one more thing. We need to apply the validation also. Okay. In this console, there is no value and some numbers. Once I click the save, okay, something is missing. So in this event binding time, we can directly give the function. We can try once again. And just to give the test, once I click the, okay, now we are able to get this data. So in case if I give like, okay, fine, we are able to get this data, right? So next we can apply for the validation. So time being, I'm going to apply the required validation only for this name and email field. So other validations, maybe I will cover as the separate video. Okay. So I just added attribute required. Okay. And for showing this error message, we can add the conditional statement. We are just checking this name.length. Okay. If it is 0, then we are showing the error message. Please enter name. Okay. And the class name we can give like text danger. It is a bootstrap class only. So the same error message we can show for this email as well. Now if you look at here, there is no valid, there is no error. Once I refresh, we are able to see this error message. Okay, fine. So next we can call our API. So already we have a submit function as our save function, right? Already we have a data also. So here we can use the same fetch function and we have to pass the API URL as well. The API URL will be used in our employee listing. This is our API endpoint. Okay. And since it is the post method, we have to specify the method should be post, and we need to pass the header as well, and we have to pass our data in the JSON format. So the content type should be application plus JSON. Okay. And in the body, we need to pass the data. I'm going to convert our object into JSON format. JSON.stringify, and here I'm just passing our M object. Once our request is completed, we can get the response. So we can check the response. Based on that, we can show the alert message, and also we need to redirect into our listing page. Okay, so we can try now. Let me save this one. So we got our response is status is 201. Okay, and OK is true. So in this case, what we can do, we can simply check like the response dot status 201. Okay, initially we can show one JavaScript alert only. Okay, so later we can include some traditional alert. So time being we can keep this one. The next for the navigation, we can use the use navigation hook. Okay, use navigate employee. Similarly, for this error scenario, by using this catch option, we can get the error, so that we can store in the console. Now let me create one more record. I just refresh the screen. Once I clicked, employee saved successfully. Once I clicked OK, it is simply redirected into our listing page. And here we can see the newly created records. Okay, and also one more thing, we are not using the real-time API. For the study purpose, I'm using the JSON server REST API only. So the data are stored in our JSON file. Let me show you that. These are the newly created record. This is Ramesh and Albin. Okay, so this is the way we can make the post request. In my next video, we can do the edit functionality. Like we can fetch the individual employee information, and also we can complete the request using the put method. Okay, thank you. Thanks for watching. Still, if you have any doubts or clarification, please post in the comment box, and also please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you. Thanks for watching.